from Hukumorni dan Pasar. Here I will invite you to watch my video. Happy watching!
The Little Sawah. A strong boy went really from village to village. His name was Dongso and he had been dismissed by a race window from whom he had worked because the harvest had been so poor. The widow was known through the land as the owner of the most fruitful acres, but after Dongso and home, the herb has been so meager that he alone ate more rice than in the produce. I happened not once, but twice. The widow herself had seen how well Dongso and her first saw and talent young in rice hut. But when the day had grown tall and ready to harvest, the talks were empty of kernels and hung limb the sun. After the second harvest, the village people began to whisper that the young man might be a bad spirit. Perhaps he had been sent to the earth by to punish and windows because was so stingy and mother search manager, offering to the village spirits and the Sawat spirit. The window of course, heard tears whispering and in the anger, she dismissed Dongso without playing him. Weak with hunger had this whispering and anger the dismissed Dongso without playing him. With hunger, Dongso came evening to the orchard of a village and knocked at the door to the first house she saw. It was a little hut in the midst of the small sawah owned by a poor old woman, Randa Dharma. There's don't snow of outward to the door. In hands he is fell across on the thistle. Please, she is said feebly, and give me a handful of rice. I'm sorry. Why do you not have to beg? She is asked him. You look strong and you are young. Why don't you earn your rice? Why don't you work for good food? But she was a good-hearted woman and she spoiled and manufactured goods into the room without waiting for the answer. She is rice and coffee in the front in him. Eat and drink, my son, she sighed, and tell me why you beg rather and the walk. The boy began to do it without a word, trying to make up for the many days she had gone hungry. When at last in the satisfied, he told the old woman his story. I did my best, she sighed. I worked hard 2 times. I took care of the window small sawah. And truly, I could not help. She was not my fault in that air were almost always empathy. I think she is hid slowly in a big house. She did not make offering to the protecting free spirit and they were punishing her. And could I from then to make the earth full of a green? No, of course you like the old woman agree. But if you will stay with me and work my little sawah, I will give you 1/5 of the herb yields. The trouble is, I have no buffalo, but the tree is very big. It's what matter, Dongsu said his a son with grateful for the after. I will do my best for you early to the next morning. He started from the sawah. I will untie a spade. He urged to the earth is a head, fine flow and strong buffalo work for him. When this time came from the snowing did that too, with a speak and skill. But most white with Pinton for the refining and he sewing did that too with a speak and skill. No, he must white with spraying pension for to the ripening. Then he would able to have full fine ears to of rice. I was almost as if a wishes were coming true for the world be able to harvest full fine earth for rice. It was almost it as is if is wishes from coming true for the rice stalk and grey stalk and strike and the earth turned a beautiful golden yellow. But then the word happiness, the same thing that had happiness, the hairs walking in the fright of the rice window, the fine looking store carried on only empty earth, with not a grain of rice in them. He asked him in despair, can it be that this woman too has made no offering to the spirit, or can it be that I am the one who bring bad luck to people? She called bear to the old woman that was troubling him. She would find out for the help son now when she went into the field from the harvest. As the day there, new Dongso grew steadier and steadier. The night before, the harp is called asleep in a wing. He lay on the hearth mat, tossing from side to the side, thinking of the empty earth of rice in the field and how unhappy the world woman would be. She more the talk about it, the more it helped that he could not face her disappointment when she opened the earth of the rice that had been cut. Very early, long before snow, he would help the village. His soul would steal away as the head come, and beg from door to door till the front of again, as closely as a mouse herb climbs out of the hut next morning and started for the road. But before help he left the village for good, he had to look once more and the little sawah where a labored so long and pitifully. Walking sadly between the stalks and stalk, he looked and again to the golden yellow amphitheaters. I did have to cut on the off and often it, as he had thought, where we no rice grain in it. Then his mouth fell open and he looks again, Hedry, believing that's what he saw. There were no grain in of rice, but there were grains of food, were glittering gold. She was that with announcement. This could be my be in on air, but really often don't so pick up another horn and still another one and yet another one and ether air was filled with kernels of gold. He ran back to the little hut and put the tool woman Bassi with her weaving. She looked up it at Snowman. Why you are so happy, Dongso? And Dongso almost to her. But she is wants her to see the amazing sight herself. He was dead with a notch. This sort be can why are big sing. He wants her to find the kernels of a gold and has a for them. So he said, because today we are going to give a wonderful heifer's feast rather than in the gold woman wrinkled face, who cried sadly when he said what the Nodong saw. She said, with a stings, I'm sorry, but we can't do that. We can only make me a simple meals. I spent the last of the money of offering to the spirit on the village and of the sawah to so that there might bless the heifers and so there has the moths. What still you a day have ablished the heifers? He looked her by and her led to the sawah. The old woman, stumbling in the hairdresser to the follow his quick step and seized her to place where her made an amazing discovery. Don't stir of a stalk and gave to the her look insinuate little mother. He agreed and watched from a sea of a nut of the air and found the old gardener. She is when she scared with joy. What does this tell you? But the tone old woman pulled herself together quickly. No allow, Sawa called a bring forth. Alfred she is a promised Dongso and fifth of the harvest, and she gave him a fifth of the harvest. No, he was right. He called but himself a Sawa. She is good from buffaloes and many as he needed, as many as he wants, but don't so bog near a rice. Fight not buffalo, he was faithful and God woman too had befriended him, and she took care of the many. Spreading Sawasi is broke with the same seal that he had taken care of the tiny saw. And he did to other who came to the help him and CS has run down to him. He gave them a fifth of the crop of the loose acres. It has been from to that day to this. One fifth of the earth's harvest if is differs among the helper. From that day to this too, there has never been one to the property in that district. The people of Dharma help live in the place and plenty as their shares. That was the village was named Dharma and after the old woman who had befriended Dongso and who had been so far that she could not even offer and harvest fields. But the Japanese do not live in the village. We being came from the fruity furnace of the countryside. They believe that's good fortune of the village and its people is due to the lovely temples, those both to the belief the good fortune of village. Well, being came from Dharma after the third woman who had Japanese do not the Philippines with being came from the eternal day believed the good fortune of the village and its people is due to the lovely temple domes built to the memory in the benefactor after the stage on the very spot where on once the little sawah has been. Maybe in one year, but during on the dongso, Fikat honor of the found the old woman, Basi is the referring. She is looked to the its announcement. Why you are so happy? Dongso adds more, but the one said amazing because today we are going give a wonderful head feed. She surrenders the woman ranker to the pork and say with that so I'm sorry about that. We can only make me a simple meal. I spent last the money on the offering of the spirit and the village and sea of Sawah Day to the small harvest he took by her and had in the to Sawah. The old woman stumbled in the heart to follow and quick the sawah.
Thank you for watching video. Goodbye.